Abusia yese court ada eye abusuapan ni tupa ane na bi ekwan e na court afaso ada no allegedly mini nyina so eye sim legal wife for na edi sankomo ni nyina no said wo be kaya enwa mu kopie mo court no e na betu dwa se court say abi abusuapan ni wo betimi akwakwa e wayie ekwan da fom boko ti sabre wa nante no e wona ma me akosu asewa elo ya nso kire mu se jeje be ya yesrew fan junction eto ayie no so ma abusuapan ni wo kwan e ma ne ye no judge se dabi ya nye ne sa abusuapan ni ko a e na wo right say okokọ ye ayie no obi ani ayie no sutumi e ka abusuapan ni aho na abusua eno na amache say wo be ko team legal wife platform no so na se twetwe nkofo so asa nkofo aboshek what asem na so na no e no ba party wa ne team aba be chiri se dabi amamu worry esan say court no judge na wotena akonyam edi asem no in fact wa atoto momone e na ede ahye busuapan ni eye kofi usu anum oban na num pe na num be bon sisi ya me no kasai esan say emra ma me akosu asewa court no wa anko say omomu nya yie bate mu woko say the position as a wife one and only wife no eno person obo ban eno person protect said ye be ya obi ne meche ane it is asem ne de da ho aye nko so bate mum wa anko say emomu nya yie ba de ma yie ni ba mu ene se wonya kuna ni no do gbe be kwakodi kuna no ene ma yie ni ba mu what asem na se ene sisi aso wo hwa ayie no akwa hye akiri ata say ye bedi asem na wie ansa na ye yie no eti abusa sisi ya ma no kasa de wo ye dan twumu tane betene ye pe allegedly no team legal wives for chiremu a lo eye judge otena konwam no ada abusuapan ni eti still ma me akosu asewa e de di kuna ahaguso eye Delicacy TV yenkotie nkomo ni bi amfamra
Abusuapan ni una woka say ma meno ni capacity and also nye capacity asem na wo de koye de odi kan say no de oye yere mo se onya yere na say capacity na asem no nti na George no so no de oye e no ka kire wo say ndia wo withdraw de ndia asem bi ni ho that side no but asem so ho o sheda sifi we the whole thing na o say asem bi ni ho wo wetimi akoye we yi akoye bibia na wo so ni baba akon wo say ni baba akon obusia nim na wo nko a wo wetimi ayeye mana yeye it will never hold enti yenka yakoma to yi mama minti asese ma force am ye worry this is just simple thing enye yi bia mo nye nka hwe they haven't said anything ade a wo tro last minute to koye ena mama wo hu boye nde it's like obi a wo ware wedding na what the vein akata weni and I say be man no be vein na sana wo kinsi ana me wa so want me kinsi wo fra vein sana de na koye enti say yi onu mfiri ho na asem ne enka enti say yi sa you know capacity no efiri so a afena asem ne be koso simple I don't know simple I don't know why people are just panicking and they should just relax enya medical ye wie bibia be kama nti the area answer be boy mama ye sister Ernestina Basso na ye enchichire ne nka no ho so ye I mean I don't know how to say it ye nka no be ye oh ye say na sister ba ko bi ka ye for earlier on say ke say ma obi be no because she's bitterly she's in pains oh yaw den na ekunu nua ebusia no mu pese obe ye arrangement na nipa no ye arrangement na zo be sie no na ye di 2 minutes she wonsa no se na wo ka no na den na ekunu pa no you don't care enti ye mbompai na ye mfa yi no ta sister na chi se na audio na obo boy yi na no na kire se ye mbo no momu ye njai let us not go back because ye ko ichi a ye di asem ye mom ideas so nti ye busy with what audio na wo kan and then ye boy no ye busy on say they couldn't limba no they should find out Yankasa onyanko no mum hona na ekum rumba na omu pese umbukosie no onya akoko onya edwanyo he's human being and he's a celebrity a legend na omu kana ho asem what killed your legend na pese oye na eye no based on that mo bia ba mumbu we should carry on yeah then the tukano the afena court asem the anya say won there ochina na we no. It's a step by step issues and a process. So they say, and see say even every month. Say when you come point, I say who can we out to me for 5 years now?
Now the everyone say in Yachina or may ye frisono. A moon so could be bempomanism and estina.
No. That's it.
It's it, and I'm we are born and I am.
Mrs. Sonson na me den tie no ano no se mamfa paper na ma we so me akoko ye efuna kosi untimi ye me brother o say usu ye Abusuapanin say me brother who owns the dead body
I think say Abusuapanin ensema no ka court no che say ai nipa ba akofo nkwantimi nya o se nyina ka bom nti no no ano timu say bibi wo ho. Because it's not gonna be easy. So on say and I make say without Bempomano approval.
Exactly.
So, it's really like something beer. It's not dating this wash. But sa asumbie be fie dia na yetimi kofa efunu no kosie no.
Exactly.
No say asumbie ni hona say enua ma na Abusuapanin ne efanum bi entoko ho a. Ye beda ka asem na ma eyi na timi abaso.
Exactly. So I don't know why people are jubilating because
it's tricky. Very tricky.
Yes, yeah, but how
yes, Nkansah, very dicey. Say the way case in it, you know. I did yes, yes, I need Benyansa force then. So because
I don't know, yes, young
cat. So ono so na eni nua nimpon ti no.
Ono so na eni nua nimpon.
Untimi nkwa se wo kwagye ni nua na wawu no safo afi so wo Abusuapanin. Na mimi nua na wo Abusuapanin no. Entimi it won't work like that. It's a little tricky. A little tricky.
Ukran na ya mikranensa. Did you say? That's how na koye.
And nipa no so a wo pre hu se wo pese wo pente makosie no. You don't know what killed him.
Exactly.
You say
no dey wan no. And what the onwen kra mfa no.
Ebeneza bini muka se Ebeneza bini beka se sa pepesi nyina wo Abusuapanin tem na intact. Mokai. Ebeneza bino ebe jira ho se
that's Ebeneza na say nka ma bempoma abo no okoto.
Said you no. Go too far. Go too far.
On my because
also we are just a cousin. Unya direct, we are cousin. Tino, unno kra no we chiri kakra.
So muni powerful friends e ma bempoma owo. Muni ebe yo mo said I some.
Not because I'm watching that to say my mini papa.
Obi be kan no.
Enti number na ne nua no Nkansah say.
2.
Na okay, enti 2 no omo nyina wo man say wa fa na say ano so muti say.
I don't know dear. We don't know, but we there you go on say you be bomb say the right thing must be done in here. What is here? As you say we are family me who win and lose be no cry no. E kwan na so ne nam no. Judge say Abusuana control eno ano no sa na mranum sa na tie your tradition no and your culture no. That's how it's supposed to be. Anything no the same way na no cry woman say awade no enwuye no documentation that so behwemu no de da ato de da. I think that's what the focus is about. Now the way support we any so support we mama bempomani we any there. I don't think so important at this point. I don't know what somebody think there, but
yeah, I think so. I mean, I think so. At the current time, I'm for you worried. You know, it's not about Ghana on the courts. You know, do you guys trust them 100%?
You can't doubt it.
Yes.
Yes, also now the Nimtiama judge, no.
Oh,
What they
yeah.
A banner one here, Ghana court, I think applies them in that kind of mind. Yeah.
Papa, me pacho say so you say antroso omumpua. See you. Our ebana warema. Nature say it's going to affect the whole nation.
Yeah.
Not only in Ghana, but Africa as a whole. Obi ni ho me wa hase. Also obeji Africa court paper.
Say anko the right way. The only idea I'm doing say Baba Jama no mo afa chira kwa ko hu judge no. That's my only thing.
No, sister. Me pacho. Omo fa chira bimpa o. Omo fa chira na George no end asem here. It's a national. It's a nation issue.
Yes, so you want the photo be ko chira judge no. Yes, Baba Jama judge yi lawyer say when na me so obi say omo the photo be ko chira judge no. Photo no mo pese be pie ba bia. Judge no kwa no mo de be chira no minim de eno so e pese say odobo yi
ombe ma judge na cho mo be gami
no mo dia generate bi akwache no
ya ka che side for a side
lawyer judge no kan no credit so mo
ya mpamu bi sa na be kon mo a side check for ya mpamu bi e kon be dem afu ya ka che
let's be serious, me pacho. Oh, who say you cannot say Ghana no. Say one thing and just ordinance aware no entum wo court one. Ebu asem wo ya. It is not going to affect only Ghana. Let's bear this in mind. It's going to affect Africa as a whole because our Brofun are very clever. They use one case to renew their policy. So they say they use the one case to renew their policy in the whole world until the European they the certificate be free Ghana court to say they will not mind you because so they say until they will not accept you with that ordinance. Means say Africa ordinance is not working and yet not only in Ghana to affect the whole nation, the whole Africa. So this is a case study. I say fire juni and cause to say it is not going to happen. Ghana judge is not going to accept this. And yet you are not on chair. What killed Lumba is my problem. Let's focus on that. Now yes, sister, this woman is feeling pains and still now this I have been in this situation.
That words and very depressing. Don't say that. Yeah. So be go through pain and you don't keep repeating it. But yes, I very depressing. On go through everything, she's okay.
Everything, yeah, right.
It's okay.
Yeah, but me okay.
I have some number AYEKA, so
no. I mean, this is about people. Me can say, for example, then also tiase. Obi ani nuewu, or shushe, de kuni nuya. Busy argument on that, not all the time. No, na ka okuna ini Abusuapanin sebi.
But we still have to show a strong faith for her. What I say?
Something American say, oh, she. Sister, me pacho. Me for my own experience. Oh, yeah, me if I say me brother not or your no kwa yeah mba bebre. So I say. No sister. Now me were uni. I dropped out 2 years because I couldn't focus. I couldn't concentrate. Because he was our father, he was our friend, he was our husband. Oh, he is our family. He is everything to us. So I say. And so we and something I make us say this woman, no, yeah, mommy and she's going through pains because person who do kuninuya. And you want until young boy or young say kind of more tanechi. Now, let's focus on that. Now, so that we be able to do great.
And yes, be a made disrespect to me to the old patch and as a pa, but I did back when say, so some see and near man, what's not a dream where how Sam and Pempen, so you want to stay strong and pull through it. You don't want to be depressed and be thinking about and yes, but
this whereby people around you, know, are every day bringing some topic, to cover up things, my dear. That's what I'm saying. They are every day bringing out some topic to cover up things, and they don't want the truth to come out. All on a hard, you know. The secretive woman said they should just let this what could limban air dominate the whole issue. But they are using another trickish way to cover up everything. Now, every day, piano, they almost bet me at TV, so no, all those opposition, no more yama men. Why?
Mame, don't underestimate your opponent.
Ote Germany ne ho nkyere no ne ho tɔ no nyame ama no nkwane anwade so ote ase kura kyese nyankopɔn ama na di nkunim tin there's really nothing and what say obi anoman kasakwa they have to worry about where it's nothing.
But sister, it will take somebody like you to come go closer to them and advise them that because it's like Ghana the whole Obiona no pay that she's nobody, she's like nobody. You understand? Yeah, we see Biana look at say who was imagine all this type of talk. So they say we're not showing even concern.
Somebody like Akusia said, "Why the Lumba? I did not go to will be sit down and be depressed about this." No, I don't see her like that. She's a strong woman. We're a strong woman. It's see we also have to be strong. There's no time.
No, for me. That me can say sit about Kumpa earlier on. They can say. It will take some. They say omunya opia. Ebetima ben omo at least. Ebetima carry she na woka sisi a achiro mo. So ti ase. The AYEKA say ye can wa how. Maybe a big grandpa mad de omo opia auntie. So ti ase. But they need somebody. So ti ase.
Mama DJ nkan bi e nsi na o ka bi ni ebe.
Mati.
I was just saying, remember more underestimate your opponent. Sometimes, He said, Walker Court, and I think the lawyers are working greatly. Neno, and yet, Walker Court, I mean, after everything, those Ghana, the laws now, my church don't know. It favors that Abusuapanin, say, or no need to me taking care of all these bruha and then kika. But morally, what now, because in a mimi need to me, then Abusuapanin and Sebi, or no, nobody has seen him for years. Then and some call court, judge AYEKA, Wako school, and so still, we're using your own traditional law, no, and so what I'm saying is, we just have to accept that one. Then the second part, that one is clear case. But sometimes I think Ghana, there are some people under our mutuity no maybe an answer among canocre, right? The judges say I think on say Friday they will meet. We just that they have to fight well. So judge in a year rough you just have to have another appeal and go to Supreme Court or something. Because Nkansah, I think the judge says Christ almost unfair certificate, on Tiasia and Ibisa Abia Mobetime actually what she meant. But now or say certificate, on Munyan Day cry.
Mungo translating no legalize it.
Okay.
I think so. Almost say stamp will be a whole, but that argument, I don't think it's right.
Also, Mungo translate it because on to mean kind.
I want to make kind Dutch, okay, that's right. I think so. Translation, right? Translation. I think the lawyers just have to be on their A game. Now I'm fighting for the rights of the wife, because I said, Ghanaians can do anything. I don't trust 100%. Say, but affecting the whole world. Nobody cares about Ghana that much. But he said, as a messy Ghana into America focuses on the law. No, they don't care. But yes, or say my lawyers, this they have to fight for it. It is almost the call as a lawyer and a rough beer. They can also appeal it.
Judge,
because say the mokasa him for 4 crab be me. Say cry him for bit me akase. peace, right? No bia mama kuna na bibisa. But the woman is fighting for her right because she knows after the funeral and simbe breba bisisi. Yenim so wo ni wo afen na hono no kra no beka chenze no bia ye yire nti ni yensa nche ejapade anim nyina,
which is not fair.
Yes. She said her main goal going, maybe it wasn't about the Japadi, but right now, no. Or my I show the colors because she has to know where these people are not gonna play fair, right? Until I was said, judges have to fight to the end, the lawyers, and make sure she is the only one. Kuna, can you say no? So mom peaceful thing say any kuna. Sa so no mbeka say Japadi ensa nche ne pepepe.
Che baba jama ne Abusuapanin no. Omugo no.
Sometimes, I mean, the lady, someone can say she's a victim in a way, okay, oh yeah, only bear Martina for many years, or no, I was 6. But sometimes I feel for her, but sometimes, it was like, why Anna Lumba no Anwari no? So maybe Lumba is very smart. Unim the oye. Well, no budget. Obi Bema Betiska Baba warrior there. And now one warrior there. That means he knew why say wanye. Tisa Oba now say wabeya on there. Now we need evidence. And name rim. I think cameras is everywhere, right? Just say we see ayo on there. Now when me and produce only just maybe a few pictures for us to know. And you me cry ABM the other lawyers no. Omo control baby inte.
Yes, no omo di bi court no. Baba jama na the judge no.
Yeah, inti me pese I'm very happy say touch afro up being a lawyer, but with my small margin so I just wanted to share. Say now we want to test the law. Judge aka say it's only the Abusuapanin, that's the family that can organize the funeral. And that's why Obo injunction to it. Is it even possible, like in my own definition of a family, my sister, any uncles, they are all family, they are relatives. Can we then Omo and the other family who are not in agreement with the judgment file for another suit to put an injunction on the funeral?
No, because I think I can for no Abusuapanin the final say, right? But they can have internal fights.
Yeah, no. The reason why I'm saying that is that we actually tested the law, and that brought about the interstate succession law. Say first, no anka your friend is saying in Akmeminya Kenny, but I know say Titena Nanka wafasefo any diati and giving all that that went on. I say une ukunu struggle na wafa say and was say edi adieno. At a point they tested the law and that brought about that change. So can there be, because it doesn't make logical sense. Say opinion.
Michael, do you want to come up? Please, from McBrown.
DJ Kobe, let me make a baby kakra.
Is this
okay,
me that say DJ point.
Can I say something?
The lawyer has to up his case.
Say did him what you did him
okay. Yeah, until now me person me bisa touch given that she's a counsel no. Me person me bisa touch say is it possible that we can test the law further? Say that could bring about a change. And how can we go about it? Can the family
for the record,
put this forward?
I'm not counsel. I'm a legal advisor.
Okay.
Retired one. A very retired one.
Okay.
But I'm not of counsel. People who are of counsel are the barristers, like what you have in Ghana, where they wear the wigs. In the UK, they're the barristers and solicitors and legal advisors fall into a certain category. But I'm not of counsel, even though I've had rights of audience before courts in my heydays. The little I remember, and also the experience I've had in Ghana, I'm still very much interested in the law, and especially our customary law. Indeed, I may throw twice or thrice today to try and calm things down amongst us. I haven't had the privilege of seeing the judge's outright decision. However, I'm very confident that her emphasis was on the family.
Okay.
The family. And within, especially, she cited and quoted the Akan family. The head of the family, as DJ Kabi was saying, we know that to the Abusuapanin.
Okay.
This Abusuapanin has brought us to this purported position we are in now, because he appeared to be acting unilaterally.
That's true.
What the judge has said now is that the family, and if you notice, Abusuapanin in his mismatch of an interview kept saying, first he declared that Abusuapanin will be fine now. Then quickly backtracked and said, because the show of today, we didn't get much video, but the little that I saw, the show of support on the side of Ma Ernestina and Ma Kusia, because primarily this is a case being brought by Auntie Kusia. You understand? Not Ma Ernestina. Was more on their part. A lot of the family members were there.
Yeah.
The Papa Yaos, Mofa Yaos, and Auntie Georgina, I think that's the name, siblings, cousins, even Faustina's son was also there. You understand? Abusuapanin knows, and he mentioned it in his speech. You see, you have to take bits of how these people, they're playing a game with us, and this is why I agree with everybody. And okay, she's gone, right? Okay, you need to calm down, because it's not a question of getting panicky, about we are not doing this right, we have given them clues. No, it's not about clues. Over here we have, like somebody said earlier, critical thinking. Whatever we are thinking, they've already thought. And which is why they try to make fast moves, like what they did after the palace, when they had the palace thing happened on Friday, and then they came and tried to vary the truth, and sway it through the Peace FM guy, whatever his name was called.
Yeah.
Always trying to change the narrative if they can. So back to the issue. He has to go and settle with his family. They should carry on with the proceedings of their plans for the funeral. However, you were asking about the customary law. The customary law, you're right, was tested, which brought about the emanation of PNDC Law 111. And it's an evolving situation. It's still evolving, and especially in a lot of recent cases. I had the privilege of reading out the earlier on this afternoon. There are some cases that have come up, some like likee, which comes up, it really sticks in my mind, which made them vary the law, that they need to include the surviving spouse and next of kin. Now, let's take a situation like somebody passed on, and they worked very hard with their nuclear the family, but the kids are probably still in secondary and university level, right?
Yeah.
However, the husband and wife have managed to amass a lot. There's money in the system and everything. The Bushia itself is not as flamboyantly rich or whatever. What they are saying.
Yeah.
And they know the family, the wife is like, look, we can bury him. We want to take it over. If they do not include the wife as part and recognize her as part of the family, no?
Yeah.
How would they go forward?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm half a can, so I've seen it happen when my mom died, and we're all expected to pay some money. You understand? And then, unlike the Ghana tradition, where they say who's taking the coffin, this person, the children take it.
Exactly.
This person, who will do the catering? You put up your hand. I'll take the gravestone head. That's the Ghana side. In the Kan side, it's make trouble for everybody in the family, and say that this is what the family has to do. This, but where they can't, they say, I had a very learned legal luminary in Ghana advised me when my mother died, where he explained to me that, look, he's been in Ghana for over 50 years since he left the UK. He's been doing family law for so long, and he can still say he still doesn't understand our Ghana family law. It's really unfair. But there is something now in front of worker that we see no. The reason why that came about, they say, the Bushian said, my mother was a big politician and an important person. So, president was coming this way, and so they said, it's too big a funeral, just like this, you know. Hey, this. So we should use her money to bury her. And my grandmothers woke me up and said, don't do it. Tell them that you have to make a bobushia to do it. So if you notice, no, well, I'm not going into my personal, but that is one of the things I learned, which made me get interested. I never wanted to practice in Ghana, but it made me start getting interested in the customary law and everything. But that's about 25 years ago. But if you notice more, the braggadocious way in which Collins and Ebenezer have been speaking, no, dropping hints here and there, say, what's the man's name again? Abusuapanin has gone to he's had to raise X amount of money.
I mean, and what's the role of the nuclear family? And that's what makes me question.
Without the knowledge of the nuclear family.
Yeah.
He set up a committee which does not even appear to involve the nuclear family.
Which is so unfair. And that brings me to...
And brings us to the point that... But then the law states... The amendment to the law states that the wife will have to be recognized and involved. Or not the wife, let's say the spouse, the surviving spouse. Involved and given the due respect. The reasons given there was that some of our traditions, especially in the Akan ones, for instance, in the Ewe ones and things, there are some duties or rituals and customary things that have to be done. Let's read into that kuna for this particular matter. You understand? And if the wife is not part of it or the spouse is not part of it, it will bring a problem. Therefore, they need to do this, and for that purpose, in the preparation of the funeral, the wife who is just married to this deceased person is now brought in as part of the extended family. Do you understand? So it is there, so she can vary it. The decision from the judge will be varied. You know, she can either go with one or two of them. I've taken it as a point the past few days to research a bit more. I've seen some pros and some cons on this issue. That is why the judge has asked them to file whatever they need to file. So that she would, if she needs to call witnesses, she will. If she needs to have testimonials given, she would read it and then she will come out with a judgment eventually. As DJ said, her purpose is that you have to, don't forget they wrote to her and told her, you are not a wife. We do not recognize you as a wife. You have brought presented drinks with whoever she's supposed to present, which we know she hasn't, and you cannot use that to void an ordinance marriage. This is an odd, especially, see, this amendments that they made to the customary law actually mentions ordinance marriages. You see, so that can, augur well for her. However, if you listen to lawyer Kusi, Priscilla, the young lady, has brought in her defense.
Okay.
And is still insisting on calling herself a wife.
Which is interesting.
It's going to be fun to hear what they have to say. With reference to what they could have shown to the judge, which they didn't want to show to the open court, I gather that it was presented at the time when they were trying to make an argument for Omodia being a cow born into train how much share ne found cuisine. I found an anomaly in their records, because if they are saying that Omakusi Otunfo a year, I beg to differ. I don't think we've seen that or heard that.
Yeah.
They're going to tell him, say, but the dates, I don't think Otunfo has been officially informed. Unless when they went on Friday, they did. But I doubt that will be seen as a, because the first time he went there, he was given some homework to do. What they are saying. And I think he's very, very mindful of that homework, because I ne all kasano. Until you near him for no beko akokasa. I'm very sure the lawyer Kusi would have advised the extended family or nuclear family of Daddy Lumba that they should go ahead and have the meeting and see what will happen. Abusuapanin cannot, he has to understand. He's Abusuapanin. If he's not the head of a family, then he's nobody. He cannot act as though he's an island.
Yeah.
And I am very sure that the rest of the family will rise up in arms against him.
Yes, that is what I'm coming to.
When it comes to what I said, this is an decision. What I say. But they did. They've already
I think as Tachi saying, customary law,
don't you believe this kind of kunano need to decide whether a nanano.
But they've already been there.
They've already been there, and it has not been
solved. There. That is what the judge recommended the first time.
I understand.
You understand me? They attended at the mention. They were told, no, go down to the Nkansah. You understand? As I want to say. And even the questions that were put to them
before Akosia went to see Nkansah. Yes.
Auntie Akosia and the Stina took the first step.
No, Auntie Akosia said what?
Why Nano mum see a kunya and fresh Abusuafo and Emetnasi?
But they have
Better me a point of correction me. Like advice viewer. Ebano Ebusua aware eho asema. Eye ohimia ono so onye. Ohimia no okoni krechi. Yenyi fufuro ye. Enti no menhia na be peke obi e so ntena so. Enti Abusuapanin ko menhia no se ankom kodi asem no ho a some gymnastics BC wo no. Na ekopie asawase. Nkoso ahene no oye paramount chief. O tumi. But one most important thing is the judge, her ladyship, she gave respect to the tradition. Face the facts, now can my tradition the chance to solve their disgrace.
Exactly.
Insisting on the same thing, and the same criteria back because on Komuko in Koso Hini Honomuka say Ajatum. Mami akosu ape na be yakuna no ono yere anyway anka eba na kene bibia to atwa but why you say no if you know
Michael, I don't want to be biased here. The meaning say even Nanabi Krampo decided say ma me no wojem no cheside and oye didi ana meboa
Who say?
Omuka said, "Ti, o de ma minchire muka."
What was the question that
Omuko no. Omuko no. You can like. Asem ni say ebusuapanyin no na adwen say anka yema 2 ni 9 ye. Na mami akosua nkofo ni say lalai omonte ase because one side that justify say ono ye oyere no. Ba ko ni justify e na emraso en support no. Enti ehonom no nkoso hene no ka say na wo ebusuapanyin ni krampo no asem kra da ho ma because wono uko eye ni beto ho no pa koso hene no sa ohene bi wo mabuhiem unkosi na yeye enti no krampo asem da ho emawo enti no wonim sa de no so no one na secondly no so wonim say oba we ono no ye oyere na kwan na wo kana wo se ono no nye oyere no wonim say enye no kware. But say ever chinuashe na sisi ewo court ni de and the move fan court na mo sofi that side no mo wia na maba enu ti na no kapo court ni ka say ebusuapan na se ni no ebusuapan no ka se no ka se ebekọ ko hia ya himfo ye ne ya himfo because yes aka kire ni so wia sambra back
you know, this is very interesting that you say that
the judge has given respect to
the traditional and customary manner.
But there is a problem that is coming. It will be a very big problem for Ebusuapan and Odobroni. So men play smart. Ebusuapan should end everything. Odobroni should use their head, but also slow because of whatever criminal stuff that is coming. Because investigation in Ebano, Ebutiana na so beshi. So also obituary.
So the investigation is still going on.
Legal document. Pacho, someone nimza.
Who say?
Yeah. Obituary. Sa obituary no.
Yes, it's a legal document.
Yeah.
Enuntina lawyer Kusika Sembi. Ya ka se o ade na ya mani yekuna o ka se no. Se ya mama mini yekuna na. O se o be mama mini yekuna na obituary no so no widow one who ni din na se mbra ho Odobroni ya se ni din mbra ho.
Exactly.
Na o se there?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, good. And he said the moment and he didn't remember her one, she can create so many problems. Because you find so Odobroni no wa shiskebi. Wa kosi wa ye insembi. Now no obetume defending who say she did those things as in her authority as a wife. Because wa ye kuna de dada. Ya confirm no. So what she did those times no, the family accepts her as a wife, and so she has the authority to take some decisions. And so ebe japade no side, so obe to make class and they create problems. And so it will be a problem between ordinance and tradition.
Yes.
And that problem has been caused by Ebusuapan until lawyer Kusika said, never would they be allowed, they don't want to allow that thing to happen. Say, Mameno, and what's will be dikuna? Because lawyer Kusi knows the end game from the beginning. Oh, ain't it? Yeah,
Mipacho, your question, Mipacho, Musa question, yeah. Mipacho, not say, yeah, almost on Bayan on the 60, no, almost to me and me as a man, yeah. Almost on my print it. Mipacho, my or my print it, we know, with Priscilla D also already, I think.
I don't think actually.
I
don't know found.
Michael.
Nadia, Mipacho, Pessamin Kassam Kitwebi. Mami akosia de no ye no on the seat no mo yentie my Ernestina nsem bi oka hwe mami Ernestina no oka say on the seat no okay man, she's not, excuse me to say with all due respect, but she's not stupid.
I know
to be saying that she has discussed with her lawyer already.
Yes,
and there is a plan there, and
I hope so
because the judge no. Right now, the judge, reason why the judge say I can do everything before sitting here is because of whatever stuff that is behind, before her. All issues now, applications now, it's already before her. The only thing is like in Chiremu no
I say info no more the document no more the
yes.
It's very likely. Say I started saying, say, I don't think they're going to formally inform Utumfo.
Yeah,
but they could have probably used the presidents.
Yes, Intimomino.
Michael, let me just clarify that part, then you can elaborate on it.
Okay.
That they presented something like, look, we've done this, we've even gone as far as doing this. And I think what they might have shown here was to say that you do know that the presidency has a tight schedule, and we've already confirmed this, and they've given us this date. So it will be difficult to change the date. That there is no way I would expect the judiciary to come against the executive. And I'm sure the judge too will be mindful of her own work, especially in the climate that we have in Ghana between the judiciary and the executive. So she's going to be recalcitrant.
No. I'm supposing.
I said I'm supposing. I said I was supposing. If that's what they've used, as that's one of the reasons that they used.
Papa Shiba can't be said on the seas. No man can't.
But they could they put it up to the court. The court will just be guided by what is before her. You know. Like some judges will say to you outright, there's no need to attend. I'll deal on this case, or I'll make a judgment based on the documents before me. I don't need you to come back again. She can see them on Friday and say she's had enough documents. They should go and come back on a certain date, and she'll use the documents before her. And then she also informs herself from the things that are around. You know, she listens. If you notice, she made a comment about kind of language that was being used against people and all that. So they are aware of all these things. What do I say? We don't want to suppose, like somebody rightly said, maybe they pick, but don't worry. As far as I'm concerned, they know the case they have and how porous it is. What do I say? Everybody, you know the weight of the case you have. So you have a strategy that you map out. For instance, they blanketed, as we call it, today. They came up 6 lawyers, all dressed up against one barrister. You understand what I'm saying? It's all for layering. We call it layering or blanketing, you know, to show that they are a formidable Jew. And when they came outside, they played the media game. They did not even mention the fact that they withdrew their first case. You understand? The capacity motion that they had filed, they didn't mention it at all. They rather just pushed on the injunction. Was when we got the victory for Abusuapanin. It's part of the game they are playing. It's their strategy. You have to bear that in mind.
No problem. And I'm back. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Touch say na o can your friends say play play as they are doing some layering covering up.
No.
They came with 6 or 7 barristers.
You say they
was a formidable team. That's what I mean.
They want to win on technicalities because the substance of it now. Case. And nothing I mean, lawyer say lawyer no should up his game because a year I can't want to capacity motion. No, who said the capacity motion was filed after injunction? No, so the injunction has nothing to do with capacity. No?
Yes,
it has nothing whatsoever to do with capacity. I don't answer. Wise for a man for a year, and then I can make me back.
I think you are wrong there. 2 things I must correct you on. Never say that a lawyer. What was the first thing you said about the lawyers that they don't?
No, me see,
know what they are doing.
No, he was saying that they should up their game.
He's saying that lawyer Kusi should up his game.
No,
previously he said something about the Abusuapanin's lawyers that they didn't.
They want to win on technicality.
If you were privy to some of the interviews that lawyer Pusim made after the 16th, he mentioned when he gave that elaborate interview that the judge was most uncomfortable with the way they suddenly filed an intention to present a motion on the 15th.
Okay.
And then when they came in on the 16th, they practically were now taking instructions. They all knew, said this was just a ruse to buy time. It is something that sometimes lawyers do. What you are saying?
Yes.
And she actually mentioned it and cautioned them and said, "What this are delay tactics, I will definitely put cost on you." So she said that.
Yeah.
Today too, there's something else that I've picked in what they said, which means that and when I looked around and heard a few things, I realized that this is not a judge who wants to be messed around with. They are given a definite timetable with dates in there, and she has apparently stated, say, she's going to start her hearings at 9:30 because apparently the team that came from Abusuapanin were saying they had to come all the way from Accra, and they came from Accra, and she was like, Ubibesi, even you are coming from the moon. If you are not here by 9:30, I'm starting my case. I'm not going to wait for you. No more excuses.
But
he's not going to be swayed. I think it is also unfair on the other, the lawyer representing Mark to say that he didn't know what they were doing. The essence of the capacity was that Mark Kushia did not have the locus to bring this suit before the court.
That wasn't the injunction.
This is what. Therefore, there was already the injunction on there.
Yes, that's what OPE was saying.
Was, if you look at the application that Mark Kushia put in, you would have seen that there were 3 or 4 points, of which the injunction was somewhere down there. But I'll come to you in a minute. I just want you to get the sequence.
I have all the facts. Let me interject you. Let me expect court and say I was expecting judge and say Obi Amoma be filing motion last minute. Me am 2 weeks I'm gonna prepare. Now I'm respond motion. Now buy I must withdraw motion here. Next so bomb ka. That
is her fortune. She does what she wants to do, and it's a prerogative to do that.
Yeah, it's a prerogative. But me make say
honestly, there was a strategy that was played out too. It was a nonsense move. Let me be speaking plain English for you to understand. It's not language you use in court. You are saying she is not a wife. You have been for arbitration 2 days or 3 days ago at the palace. You were not able to satisfy the wifey on the other side, on this side. She was able to prove it. In her own application, she has attached her marriage certificate. Yesterday, she released a press statement showing that the German embassy confirming her marital status.
Yes.
What you are saying?
Yeah.
It will only be a foolhardy person who would go in and say, I'm still insisting she's not a wife. What you are saying? So they were definitely going to withdraw, which somebody was saying earlier on. I'm not sure if it was or the other man who was on. That look, it could be a big trap that is being set for these people. But I'm the one who said it. Yes, you can project, you can try to, but never try to think for the lawyer or the judge, especially the judge. You understand? Especially the judge. The judge will have to read several cases, and apparently she mentioned it. And there are several cases that me myself have seen. You understand? That this is not the first time, but for the first time, we are playing this out in real time, a living legend, or a deceased legend. So it's very high profile for that matter. We have a legend who has been beloved by so many, about to be given a state burial. You understand? So this decision, she has to be very careful, because it will definitely be a mark on her profile if she's going to have it ever written, because she will be cited for it. What I say? So if they withdrew their case, Ma's case was that I am the wife. Stop this lady from carrying herself from being the wife, and I want to be able to do my customary blah 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 blah. So in that case, put a stop on the corpse which is being held at transitions, so that they cannot go ahead with any funeral without you clearing this thing for me. Basically, that's what she's gone for. So if they have withdrawn it and and withdrawing it, it means they've accepted that she is a Mrs. She's the legitimate wife.
No, touch me.
Therefore, there will be no need. And then she gives another reason. The hearing is going to be, the funeral is supposed to be settled for the 6th. If she says that she'll be finished by the 25th, no, there's ample time for them to do or do not. You understand?
Okay.
So why should she put it on there? It will be a long wait. It's not going to stay longer.
Hey, that's a rare advocating. That's a rare advocating. I really love how we advocate. Nice one.
Okay.
We never think of the judge. That's one thing. If the judge even hears that, she'll be angry with that. You know,
I think so too.
They don't like that.
Obey me follow why. Me follow.
Open
Kasa, for more, bra.
Okay, the Biana may can say, a motion for capacity. It has nothing to do with the injunction. If injunction, what? And make motion capacity me baby. Motion capacity be a bar after say omukotanasi.
And they surprised it. They notified the court on Wednesday.
Yeah, but and we away delay.
They were trying to buy time, yes.
And I say, Mamma, no show a year walk on. Mammy claims now. One of the claims they say, Abusuapanin court me restraining Abusuapanin. Say, Manene pressure and fat a yen wagon on restraining Abusuapanin from collaborating with Odobu.
I know you're embarrassed, you.
Yeah, do what you
but you see, I know. Court no one lifting injunction, and one man Abusuapanin to go ahead say, "Oh, your funeral arrangement."
Dabi, I'm saying what say. Court no say one.
Their family.
Injunction by no was say. Mame no or say. Madama sema be in court, but sena ma se me dia be in court. Me share. Me share pete takremua. Tama ye betume di aseme wie no ebetuma ha we ye date no ye ni date no nti aka mesre injunction enda ye body no so na ye bi
Michael
what meba mami nchiro bibi ye ji no ono wa bo asem na to like wa ma say ho kwan no wa ma ho kwan because ma me say obema judgment no matter what by 25th. That's 2 weeks clear of funeral no? So it will be enough for the funeral to be done.
But Michael,
but just what you say into I say once a case ni koso no ebusuano funeral committee no so no ometuma ye omoma de
Michael,
but just what you say into case ni koso no into by the time you be di assembly by 25th no na committee no so ma ayo ma dia if you na aka some 2 weeks be e be 1 to be pena e ye betuma baso because of assembly e dan enim ono o hwe assembly e dan enim no no other case assembly die enya assembly me che wo ho me force ya de no all within 20 feet me wie
Michael
what you so what you say
Michael Emra ma me filing injunction na a yeni date in my asamo
any date na ba na ba
na my
the team you
me kasa na ya
na ba honum na mo be yes that time mo kwa na letters pie by na ba
omo file rate no on the 3rd
Omuko Julia Debra time.
Omuko was it
on the 2nd?
Was it on the 5th or
the Tuesday?
Yeah. Ne my
Opinion, it wasn't the fit. Now, okay, we bet me.
A date in the coffin, some buy.
Dates, no, koyi in some no.
Yes.
Obin Casentia judge, no. Now that's
what exactly what I'm trying to let you understand.
There's a strategy going on. But on my insurance, there's a strategy going on now. Almost per se, Obi Casentia judge, not judge, and you guys have to be careful.
Never ever suppose that you know more about the judge. Judge is an independent. We have to have faith in our laws and make it quick. When you go into the the courtroom, you are there for justice. That is why we have the skills. What you are saying, and they are the head. That is her forte. That is her castle. That is her, and she's done like earlier on. I'm more commending and say, "Oh, because that traditional look, you can qualify and get a first class and be the A-list barrister in this country. Would you Ghana also for 3 months or 6 months or something to learn our traditional laws? What you are saying? Because and even in this country, in the UK, our laws are researched as high as the Supreme Court of the UK. Almost taking cognizance of it because the Amamrano were a Kromoha, Britain, Emran. What you are saying? Yen the NOC say no, the name says Ankama, but people are not even aware and they say ma or yet traditional no or sign consigne a war your friend is saying AME or KME or something like that. Yeah. So that made it ordinance. And then she came to cement it in Germany. But we are talking of an ordinance marriage and the law is pure and clear. So if somebody got married in 2010, it's a good 6 years after she got married in 2004. So it's null and void. But if the person is insisting that they are still a wife,
please don't mix it. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, but that the person's defense is that they are still a wife. So let's see what they are bringing for.
Simple and short.
That's all. And me, I'm more concerned with the new information that's coming out about what could have made killed our legend. Wow. And also, so no, let us not suppose. Let us just hope that the authorities have information.
Don't use the word. Don't use the word. The K word. Touch. Don't use the word K word. Obian type F1. Obian type F1. Oh, damn, Miss Ramwa. Mon type F1.
Our legend. Whoever whom a legend. Oh. The coming of a legend is what is imperative that we make sure that we sound the right authorities.
You can use on a life. You can use on a life.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I find that very strange, but we'll see how to do that.
It is say, "Mamma, I could share one Eddie Crown." Say you do Bruni and Eddie Crown myself. So be following for more updates. But my dear corner there. Asemu a bad thing. Say, Ebia. You bet me a case ba kundi na ba kontena ho na so ye gusua ye need ye cha ye. Myself so be follow for more updates.